Remembrance Day is Monday. In anticipation, we're profiling a local veteran who fought for Canada in the Second World War. With his story, here's Sean Irvine.
As with many veterans of the Second World War, Allan Brunsden came to terms with his battle terrors late in life. At 99, he keeps his therapy dog Bo close by, just in case the memories get the better of him.
Nighttime is a bad time for me. I have a lot of flashbacks during the night.
Allan's vivid recollections of battle come from his tour at sea late in the war. It was so intense that 18-year-old Allan penned a farewell note.
I thought that I was not going to survive, so I wrote a letter to my mother. I remember that clearly. And I told my mother that I loved her, and I was afraid that I was not going to return.
Allan's wartime story began long before he shipped out. The Brantford-raised son of a wounded Great War veteran enlisted in the Navy in London to avoid the fate of foot soldiers he read about in newspapers.
And every day there would be a picture of one of the servicemen that was killed, and every day I read about that, and I think I decided then I don't want my picture in there. So, and very seldom there was pictures of Navy people, so I decided I'm going to join the Navy.
Allan would train on smaller ships on the West Coast before being shipped east to serve on the HMCS Uganda. At first sight, he was overwhelmed by its size.
And I looked at it and I said, "That's a bloody battleship." I never seen nothing so big.
The Uganda would steam to northern Scotland before turning around and heading south. At sea, Allan and the crew were told their destination, the coast of Imperial Japan. They would arrive in April of 1945. Attached to the British Pacific Fleet, the Uganda would be the only Canadian warship to participate in the final battle with the Empire of the Sun.
We put every confidence in our ship, and we thought that we were invincible.
As the war in Europe ended, Allan's war had just begun. The crew of the heavily overcrowded Uganda would not wait long to encounter the enemy. Japanese pilots on a one-way trip attacked the largely American fleet comprised of hundreds of ships. Uganda was not spared. One morning, two kamikaze pilots had Allan's position on deck in their final flight crosshairs.
Two kamikaze planes coming at us. And I was on fire control. This one plane was coming towards us, and all of a sudden it veered away.
The planes had turned for larger ships where Allied lives were lost. Allan survived to witness farewells at sea.
This was so upsetting to me, and although I wasn't on the burial party, I was standing up on the upper deck, and I watched them take the coffin, and it slid down off the quarterdeck, and I still think about that.
8 decades later, that upset has never left Allan.
And I keep thinking about them. I think too much about them. And I try to put that in my mind, but it isn't possible.
Sean Irvine, CTV News.
Tomorrow.